Adam was a man in his early 30s with kind eyes and a tired but hopeful smile. Every morning before the sun was fully up, he'd tie his boots for another long day at the warehouse, loading heavy boxes onto trucks. It was hard work, but Adam never complained, not when he thought of Lily. Lily, his sweet daughter, was 7 years old, with bright, curious eyes and a laugh that sounded like tiny bells. She was his whole world, the reason he pushed himself day after day. Their home was a small apartment, cozy but simple, filled with Lily's drawings and the faint smell of Adam's strong coffee. Money was often tight, a constant hum in the back of Adam's mind. But he always made sure Lily had what she needed, and often what she wished for too. He found joy in her happiness, even if it meant doing without himself. Their weekly trip to the local diner was one such special treat, a moment of magic Adam carefully planned for. Their chosen spot was the Daily Spoon, a diner that smelled of pancakes and old coffee. It wasn't fancy, but it had red booths, a jukebox, and friendly faces. For Adam and Lily, it was more than just a place to eat, it was their special kingdom. Every Saturday morning after Adam finished his shift, they would walk hand in hand, Lily skipping a little, her excitement bubbling over. Inside, they'd slide into their favorite booth by the window, which let in the morning sun. Lily would giggle as Adam pretended to be a grumpy bear, then tickle her until she squealed with delight. These moments were pure gold for Adam, shining brighter than any paycheck. He loved watching Lily's face light up as she looked at the menu, or when she told him about her week at school. Their conversations were simple, filled with innocent questions from Lily and patient answers from Adam. It was a time when the worries of money and hard work faded, replaced by the warmth of their shared joy. Once settled in their booth, the diner's friendly buzz filled the air. Adam picked up his menu, but his eyes weren't just looking at the words. He was doing quick math in his head, carefully checking the prices, making sure their special treat didn't go over the small amount he'd set aside. He wanted Lily to have a wonderful meal, but he also had to think about the bills waiting at home. Lily, on the other hand, grabbed her menu with both hands, her eyes wide with excitement. She didn't worry about numbers. She only saw pictures of yummy food. "Daddy, look, they have the super-duper pancakes with extra whipped cream," she exclaimed, pointing with a sticky finger. It was her favorite, a tower of fluffy goodness. Adam smiled, a genuine, warm smile. "Super-duper pancakes it is then, my little chef," he said, happy to see her so joyful. He knew what he would order, something simple and filling, leaving most of the budget for Lily's delight. A moment later, a waitress with warm, tired eyes approached their booth. This was Sarah, a kind woman who had worked at the Daily Spoon for years. She carried her order pad and a pencil tucked behind her ear, ready to take their requests. "What can I get for you two today?" she asked, offering a small smile to Lily. Lily, still buzzing with excitement, quickly announced, "Super-duper pancakes with extra whipped cream." Sarah chuckled, writing it down. Then she turned to Adam. "And for you, sir?" Adam glanced at the menu one last time, then at Lily's bright face. "I'll just have the small black coffee and a side of toast, please," he said, trying to sound casual. Sarah wrote it down. She had seen this many times, a parent ordering a big meal for their child, but hardly anything for themselves. She didn't think much of it, just another customer trying to save a few bucks. It wasn't her business, but a tiny part of her mind made a quick, quiet judgment. After enjoying her super-duper pancakes, Lily patted her full tummy. "Daddy," she began, her eyes sparkling with a new idea, "can we get dessert?" "Just a little one," Adam's heart swelled. He loved seeing her so happy. He glanced at the dessert menu, his mind quickly adding up the cost. It would be a stretch, but Lily's joy was worth it. "Of course, sweet pea," Adam said, his voice soft. "You pick whatever you want, it's our special day." Lily gasped with delight, her face beaming. She carefully looked at the pictures, torn between a chocolate sundae and a slice of apple pie. Adam smiled, watching her choose. When Sarah came back to check on them, Lily proudly told her, "I'd like the chocolate sundae, please." Sarah nodded, writing it down. "And for you, sir?" she asked Adam, her pen poised. Adam shook his head gently. "No, thank you, just the check when you have a moment," he replied, giving Lily a secret wink. Sarah simply wrote Sunday for Lily and walked away, her earlier thought about Adam's spending habits growing a little stronger. As Sarah walked back to the kitchen, the order for Lily's sundae in her hand, a small frown creased her brow. He gets his kid pancakes and a sundae, but just coffee and toast for himself and no dessert, she thought, a little annoyed. She'd seen it before, parents who spoiled their children but were too careful with their own wallets. It felt a bit unfair somehow. She pictured Adam's perfectly fine clothes and the new-looking sneakers Lily wore. They didn't seem poor. Sarah had worked hard her whole life, and she believed in fairness. If you could afford to treat your child, you should at least treat yourself to a little something too. It just seemed a bit tight-fisted. She sighed, pushing open the kitchen door. It wasn't really her place to judge, she knew, but the thought lingered, a small cloud over her usually sunny workday. She shook her head slightly, grabbed a clean cloth, and headed back out to wipe down some tables near Adam and Lily's booth. Sarah was wiping down the table next to Adam and Lily's booth, humming a quiet tune. Lily was happily digging into her chocolate sundae, a little bit of whipped cream on her nose. Adam was just sipping his coffee, watching her with a gentle smile. Lily looked up at him, her mouth full. "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a princess who lives in a big castle." Adam chuckled softly, reaching over to wipe the cream from her face with a napkin. "That sounds wonderful, sweetie," he said, his voice warm and low. "And you know what? Daddy is working hard every day to make sure you can have all your dreams come true, whatever they are." He paused, looking directly into her eyes. "Every penny I earn, sweetie, is for your future." Sarah froze, the cloth in her hand stopped moving. The words, clear and heartfelt, floated right into her ears. "Every penny I earn, sweetie, is for your future." It wasn't just a casual remark, it was a promise, spoken with deep love and commitment. The simple sentence hit Sarah with the force of a tidal wave, washing away all her earlier judgments in an instant. Sarah's heart melted right there on the spot. The sound of Adam's voice, so full of pure love and dedication, painted a clear picture for her. He wasn't cheap at all. He was just the opposite, a loving, selfless father who put his daughter's future above his own wants. The small coffee and toast, the skipped dessert, it all made perfect sense now. Every small sacrifice was a brick in Lily's future castle. A wave of shame washed over Sarah. How could she have been so wrong? How could she have judged him so quickly, so unfairly? She felt a deep ache in her chest, wishing she could take back her earlier thoughts. Looking at Adam, who was now smiling warmly at Lily, Sarah saw not a penny pincher, but a hero. A quiet, everyday hero doing his best for the one he loved most. She straightened up, a new plan forming in her mind, a way to make up for her quick judgment. With a new understanding shining in her eyes, Sarah went to the counter to print their check. She looked at the total, then at the small line for Lily's chocolate sundae. A quick, kind idea sparked in her mind. Taking her pen, she carefully crossed out the price of the sundae. Below it, she wrote on the house, adding a tiny, almost hidden smiley face next to it. It was a small gesture, but to Sarah, it felt like a way to say sorry without saying a word, and a way to honor Adam's selfless love. She placed the folded check in its small plastic holder and walked back to their booth. "Here you go, sir," she said, her voice softer than before as she laid it on the table. She caught Adam's eye for a fleeting second, offering a genuine, gentle smile this time. Then, without waiting for him to look at the bill, she turned and moved to clear another table, giving them a moment of privacy. Her heart felt lighter now, knowing she had done something good. Adam picked up the check, his usual careful gaze scanning the numbers. His eyes widened a little when he saw the line for Lily's sundae, crossed out, with "on the house" written neatly beside it. A small, almost invisible smiley face was drawn next to the words. He looked up, surprised, his gaze searching for Sarah. She was a few tables away, wiping down a sticky counter, her back to him. Adam paused, a warm feeling spreading through his chest. He didn't know why she had done it, but it was an incredibly kind gesture. He caught her eye just as she turned. He offered her a small, thankful smile, a silent message of gratitude that spoke volumes. Sarah returned the smile, a gentle nod acknowledging his thanks. In that brief exchange, a tiny, unspoken connection formed between them, a moment of shared understanding that went beyond words. It wasn't just about a free dessert, it was about seeing and being seen, truly. Adam felt a warmth that lingered long after Sarah had moved on to serve another customer. From that Saturday morning forward, something shifted in the air whenever Adam and Lily walked into the Daily Spoon. Sarah, instead of just seeing them as another table, now saw them with a special warmth. She always made sure to greet Lily by name, asking about her week with genuine interest. "Hello, Lilybug, ready for your super-duper pancakes," she'd say, making Lily giggle. For Adam, Sarah would often have his black coffee ready even before he sat down. She remembered his usual toast order without him having to say a word. It was the little things. An extra napkin for Lily's messy hands, a quick, friendly joke, or a slightly longer, kinder smile. These small acts of care made Adam and Lily feel more than just customers. They felt truly welcome, like part of the diner's own family. Their weekly visits became even more comforting, wrapped in Sarah's gentle attention. She still offered Lily dessert, and still Adam would politely decline for himself, but now there was a shared understanding in their eyes. As the weeks turned into months, the little moments of shared smiles grew into friendly chats. Adam and Sarah started talking more than just about orders. When Sarah brought his coffee, she might ask, "How was work this week, Adam?" Any crazy shipments? And Adam, surprising himself, would find himself telling her a quick, funny story about a wobbly stack of boxes or a tricky delivery. Sometimes Lily would join in, her voice bright. "Sarah, guess what? I learned to skip rope backwards." Sarah would listen with genuine interest, making Lily feel special. Adam loved how Sarah made Lily feel seen and heard. He noticed Sarah's own jokes, her easy laughter, and the way her eyes crinkled when she smiled. He found himself looking forward to Saturdays not just for Lily's joy, but also for these brief, warm conversations with Sarah. They were small windows into each other's lives, building a bridge between their roles as customer and waitress, slowly but surely. Through these weekly chats, Sarah began to piece together more of Adam's story. She learned about his long hours at the warehouse, the aching muscles, and the quiet sacrifices he made. He never complained, but she could see the effort in his tired eyes and the determination in his voice when he spoke of Lily. Every word about his daughter was laced with such deep, unwavering love that Sarah's respect for him grew boundless. She understood now that his tight-fistedness was actually a fierce, protective love. Adam, in turn, saw past Sarah's waitress uniform. He saw her quick wit, her gentle way with Lily, and the genuine kindness she showed to everyone in the diner. He noticed how she always had a warm word for the regulars, how she handled busy moments with a calm strength. Her warm heart shone through in every small act. He realized that Sarah wasn't just a friendly face. She was a caring soul who made a little corner of the world brighter, especially for him and Lily. One sunny Saturday, after Lily had finished her super-duper pancakes and was busy drawing on a napkin, Adam felt a flutter of nerves. He watched Sarah move gracefully between tables, her smile bright. He knew he wanted to know more about her beyond the diner counter. He took a deep breath, gathering his courage. When Sarah came to clear their plates, Adam cleared his throat. "Sarah," he started, his voice a little softer than usual, "I was wondering, you're always so kind to Lily and me, I really appreciate it." Sarah smiled, a faint blush touching her cheeks. "It's my pleasure, Adam, you two are my favorite regulars." Adam took another breath. "Well, I was hoping, maybe sometime you'd like to get coffee with me, not here and without Lily just." Us, he watched her face, his heart beating a little faster, hoping he hadn't overstepped. Sarah's heart did a little happy skip. She hadn't expected him to ask, but a quiet hope had been growing inside her too. A shy smile spread across her face. "I'd like that very much, Adam," she replied, her voice soft but clear. She quickly scribbled her number on a small piece of paper from her order pad and handed it to him, her fingers brushing his for a fleeting second. Their first date wasn't at a fancy restaurant, but at a quiet coffee shop on a Sunday afternoon when Lily was with her grandmother. Without the diner's bustle or Lily's cheerful chatter, Adam and Sarah could truly talk. They found it easy to laugh, sharing stories about their lives, their dreams, and even their little worries. Adam spoke of his hopes for Lily's future, and Sarah shared her own quiet dreams of one day opening a small bakery. The hours flew by, filled with comfortable silences and lively conversation. It felt natural, like finding a missing piece they hadn't known was gone. After that first coffee date, Adam and Sarah's connection grew quickly, like a warm fire on a chilly evening. They started seeing each other more often, always finding time to talk, even if it was just a quick phone call after their long workdays. Sarah looked forward to Adam's Saturday visits to the diner with a new excitement. She still served him, but now her eyes saw more than just a customer. She saw the strength in his tired hands, the deep love in his gaze when he looked at Lily, and the quiet kindness that made him truly special. Adam was a good man, a wonderful man, and Sarah felt a warmth bloom in her heart whenever he was near. He wasn't just the dad who came in with the sweet little girl. He was Adam Asterisk, a person she was beginning to care for deeply. Her initial judgment felt like a distant, silly mistake replaced by a growing admiration and affection. As Adam spent more time with Sarah, a beautiful realization bloomed in his heart. He was falling for her. It wasn't just that she was kind to Lily, though that meant the world to him. It was more than that. Sarah truly saw him, understood him, in a way no one else had in a long, long time. She listened to his struggles without judgment, offered quiet encouragement, and laughed at his silly jokes. He found himself thinking about her when he was at the warehouse, a smile creeping onto his face amidst the heavy lifting. He shared worries with her he hadn't told anyone else and felt lighter afterwards. Sarah didn't try to fix things. She just listened and offered a warm hand or a knowing look. This deep understanding, this feeling of being completely seen, was a rare and precious gift. Adam knew, with a certainty that warmed him from the inside out, that Sarah was someone truly special, someone he wanted in his life, not just for Lily, but for himself too. One afternoon, Adam had to work a double shift and asked Sarah if she wouldn't mind watching Lily for a little while after school. Sarah, without a moment's hesitation, happily agreed. Lily skipped into the diner, her backpack bouncing, excited to see Auntie Sarah. Sarah took Lily to a quiet corner booth, where she helped her with her homework, patiently explaining a tricky math problem. Later, they drew pictures together, Sarah showing Lily how to make a perfect little bird with just a few strokes. Lily giggled as Sarah made silly animal noises while they colored. Sarah's gentle nature shone brightly. She wasn't just kind, she was truly caring, knowing just how to make Lily feel loved and important. Adam walked in, tired from his long day, and saw Lily's bright smile and Sarah's soft, loving gaze. His heart swelled, knowing he had found someone truly special, not just for himself, but for his daughter too. One evening, after Lily was tucked into bed, Adam and Sarah sat on his small porch, looking at the stars. The air was cool and quiet, perfect for sharing deep thoughts. "You know," Sarah began softly, "I remember the first time I really noticed you, Adam. I thought you were being a little stingy with yourself." She chuckled, a soft, self-deprecating sound. Adam smiled, taking her hand. "And I remember that moment too," he said, his thumb gently stroking her knuckles. "When you gave Lily that free sundae, it was the kindest thing." He paused, looking into her eyes. Who would have thought that a simple act of kindness in a diner and a promise overheard would lead us here? Sarah leaned her head on his shoulder, feeling completely at peace. "It just goes to show," she whispered, "that the best love stories start in the most unexpected places." In that tender moment, they both knew their hearts had found a true home, all because of a shared meal and a selfless dad. And so, Adam, Sarah, and Lily became a family, not just by chance, but through kindness, understanding, and a love that grew from a simple diner booth. Saturdays at the Daily Spoon remained their special tradition, but now Sarah sat with them, a warm hand often resting on Adam's, while Lily chattered happily about her week. Adam still worked hard, but now he had Sarah by his side, sharing his dreams for Lily's future and adding her own bright hopes. Lily had two loving parents who adored her, and she loved Sarah as if she had always been there. Their small apartment felt bigger, filled with more laughter and a deeper sense of peace. Together, they looked forward to every new day, knowing that their unexpected love story, born from a free Sunday and a father's whispered promise, was just the beautiful beginning of a bright, happy life together.